Welcome to this Shredded by Science Academy overview video. And I'm going to be going through some of the new features we're introducing in 2017. And the big one is our nationally recognised PT bolt-on qualification. And what that enables you to do is do that alongside the academy and become a nationally recognised personal trainer in a much shorter time. That means you'll be able to get jobs pretty much anywhere in all the big health clubs. Another feature that we've introduced is SBS Study School, and that's run by Chad Dolan, our head researcher, who's doing a PhD in Houston, Texas. And what Chad does, he looks at recent studies, or he does little series on paleo diet or congruent training. And lastly, we've now got a find a trainer function on the website. So once you graduate from the academy, you can upload your information, whether you do online and offline PT, and potential clients will be able to search for you and contact you for business. One thing we get asked a lot is, I'm in this country, can I do the academy? Well, we have over 300 students on the academy already, and they're all over the world, from India, Singapore, Australia, America, Germany. I could go on, but I'm not. So now we're going to be looking at the modules. So the academy is made up of 4 modules. Module 1 is the foundations of personal training, and that's taught by the Shredded by Science team to make you the best possible personal trainer when working with general population clients. Module 2 and Module 3 is taught by Helms and Dr. Mike Zourdos, and that's looking at coaching physique athletes and coaching powerlifters. And now we're going to go over to both of them, where they're going to discuss their module in a little bit more detail.
What's going on, future SBS Academy students? My name is Eric Helms, and I am the lecturer for teaching Unit 2 Coaching for Physique Athletes. I'm really looking forward to our next batch of students, and if you're interested in learning how to coach competitors who want to get on stage and actually compete in physique competition, I'm going to do everything I can to help you learn how to do that effectively. We'll be covering everything from introducing just the concept of being a coach and coaching strategies that you want to employ, the coaching psychology of working with people and empowering them and helping them get to reach their goals, to what you're actually going to do on the game day, where your athletes are getting on stage, the things they need to think about, how to pose, how to present themselves, the way a competition is run, and everything in between, including how to set up your nutrition plan, how to set up your training plan, how to set up your cardiovascular plan, how to peak for competition, how to transition in and out of competition dieting back to the off season, and also the basics of energy balance, macronutrient setup, micronutrients, and how that applies to contest preparation diets, and the ins and outs of training volume, intensity, frequency, the basics of skeletal muscle adaptation, so you can understand the principles of your training programming, so that you can help your athletes build as much muscle as possible and retain as much muscle as possible as they get on stage. Not only that, but the SBS Academy covers a host of other topics, and I'm just one part of this awesome academy. So if you're interested, please check it out, and I hope to see you in the next intake.
Hi everyone, Mike Zourdos checking in from the Shredded by Science Academy. In the Academy, I teach Module 3, which focuses on coaching for powerlifters. What I want to do over the next minute is take you through an overview of that module, because I hope to see you there. We begin with your scope of practice as a powerlifting coach. That means understanding what types of things, like attempt selection and programming, that you should work on with your lifter, and then what types of things are outside of your scope, which you should refer to somebody else. Additionally, the psychological components of your lifter, meaning where they are in their career. Are they at their first meet or second meet, and what should be their goals for that meet, as opposed to what should be their goals later on if they're looking to qualify for national or international level competitions. Before we get into programming and periodization, we cover some basic science concepts. These include things like skeletal muscle physiology and anatomy, endocrinology, meaning testosterone growth hormone and cortisol's responses to training and their implications, and then we talk about concurrent training, essentially the simultaneous inclusion of aerobic and resistance training into the same program. So if you need to incorporate aerobic training to lose weight for a weight class, how you can do that without losing strength. Then we move into programming. Programming, we don't just define things like linear, undulating, and block periodization. We actually give you examples. We go through volume blocks, intensity blocks, how you can troubleshoot, how you can progress, and how you can peak your lifter for that competition, and even discuss auto-regulation. Finally, we finish up with 2 things. 1, technique. How you can utilize your lifter's leverages to best fit the squat, bench press, and deadlift technique to them, and then we talk about execution on meet day. It's not enough to just prepare. Preparing gives you a chance to do well and a chance to win, but it doesn't win it for you. You have to execute. So we talk about meet day execution, what you can expect on that day, and how you can put in an appropriate attempt selection strategy to meet your goals. Hope to see you there.
And then finally, Module 4 is all of me. and it's looking at setting up a successful fitness business. So we're going to be looking at how you build a brand, some gym floor strategies to pick up clients, online coaching, social media, and a lot more. So with the academy being taught all online, you're going to get access to a new unit every single week on a Tuesday. And at the end of that, you'll have a mini quiz. You'll get access to all of the slides, all of the content. And at the end of each module, you have a live Q&A with that lecturer, just getting you ready for your exams. And while we're talking about exams, you have 3 of them at the end of module 1, 2, and 3. And module 4 has a reset period. Another thing that we've introduced is 2 live streams in our secret Facebook group each week where you can ask questions. And we're doing this at different time zones, different times in the day to cater for our global students. So now I'm going to be looking at some frequently asked questions we get at Shredded by Science. And the first one is, can I get insurance? If you've just done the Shredded by Science Academy and you're in the UK, you can get insurance for both offline and online personal training. But obviously with the bolt on that, it's going to make it a lot easier to get insurance and get jobs in some of the big major health clubs. The next question we get is, I'm not a fitness professional, can I still do the academy? Of course you can. Probably around 20% of those on the academy over the 3 intakes we've just had are non-fitness professionals. They're fitness enthusiasts and they want to learn about nutrition and training for themselves. So for example, we had Nat, who is our graphic designer, who does the great illustrations for the academy. She's now doing some personal training. But then we've also got Lou, who's a 23-year-old who's got his own facility. And Tony, who managed to go from a job that he wasn't enjoying and now is a full-time personal trainer, training people out of a shed. And the last question we get a lot is, how many hours per week will I need to dedicate for learning? And that varies. Most of our units are around the 45-minute average, but some people may spend an hour per week and some people may look at it a few times and around 3 hours. So we like to say between 1 to 3 hours. And now you're thinking, Luke, how much is it to enroll? Well, with the enrollment, we have 2 different options. We have the early bird enrollment, which starts from February the 28th at 7 p.m. GMT to the 10th of March. And that's a one-off fee of £1,150 or 12 payments of £115. After the 10th of March, price goes up to £1,300 one-off fee or 12 payments of £130. I'm now going to leave you with some of our industry experts talking about the Shredded by Science Academy. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next intake.
I definitely have to give a shout out to the Shredded by Science Academy. The material on there and just the curriculum is just ridiculous, and I don't know anybody in their right mind who wouldn't go through that.
But I would say that for anyone out there who is, and I can't say enough about this group, that wants to get a formal grasp on how to be a better trainer, whether it be to themselves or other people, that a lot of the work that Shredded by Science is doing is just, it's phenomenal. I think it's the most up-to-date it's the most up-to-date but still super dynamic in that it keeps adjusting and changing with the times certification that you can get out there. I am by no ways, other than we're friends affiliated with them, I get nothing from this. I just think that what they do is what the fitness industry needs. And I think if the common gym trainee to just like that personal trainer that's making people throw up, if they were to get their hands on a lot of the stuff they had, they would be so much better. And it's some of the best teachers are in the, you'll get stuff from Helms, from Mike Zourdos. It's just phenomenal stuff, and it's so comprehensive and up to date. I love going through the modules because it's just art to see that stuff. It really is.